Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as we like to say here at Shady Acres Wood Shop. Howdy. Whenever I turn a piece of wood like this, which is very seldom, as most of you know, I have no idea how to turn it. That's why I like to turn natural type pieces with the bark and the defects and the whatnot. You know, it's already there for me. I just have to make a hole in the middle of it and I'm good to go. With something like this, which I just found here in the shop, I believe I've had it for 50 years, had a hole drilled in it and everything. It was already round and it was sitting about 8 feet from me here. Whenever I turn something like that, I'm at a loss. I'm not an artist. I don't know design. I don't know shapes. I don't know any of that. I know how to turn wood. That's all I know. So I was standing here as usual trying to figure out what am I going to do, and I decided, hey, I bet if I talk into my phone and say wooden bowl shapes, I'd get some pictures. And you saw the picture that I found. And I kind of like the shape of that, so that's what I'm going to try and duplicate today. This happens to be a piece of white oak. So anyway, I'm going to try and duplicate that shape that I showed you because it's kind of pleasing. So that's what I'm going to do. This started out at about 8 inches by about 2 1/4. It's probably down to about 2 1/8 now, or it will be down to 2 1/8, I should say, because one side or the other here isn't flat. I'm not sure which side's not flat, but I think it's the top side isn't flat, so it's probably going to be closer to 2 inches by the time I get done. So I'm just kind of rounding it up, and then I'll start on the bottom on this corner here and make that shape that I saw, and then on this top corner here another shape, put a recess in the bottom, turn it around, hollow it out, and we'll have a white oak bowl. That's all I know. Just kind of flattening off this edge here to make it smoother to work with. When I got to this side or this side, chisel wanted to bounce around a lot, so I just flattened it off so that it won't be quite so dramatic. And now I'm going to go sharpen up because this white oak is very hard. I decided I want to go ahead and flatten off the bottom first and put in a recess. That'll help me with my design. Copy. I didn't design it. And by the way, we've been turning at 800 RPM, still are, with a 5/8 inch bowl gouge. And I'm going to switch to a 1/2 inch bowl gouge to make the recess. Then I'm going to use my dovetail tool, put a dovetail on the side here. That's good. Now we can go back over here to this corner and start the design. I'm rechecking the picture to see what I'm doing here. All I can do is estimate, of course. It looks like the bottom is probably out to about here, and then a nice sweep up from there up to about, looks like 3/4 to me. I'm familiar with the rule of thirds. That doesn't look like thirds to me. Looks more like about 1/4 on the top and 3/4 on the bottom. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Well, I'm telling you, this wood is hard. I'm pushing hard on here, and this is brand new sharp. I'm gonna go sharpen up again and recheck my design as well. Well, as you can see, I kind of blew it. I've got this dished out here a little bit. In fact, the only dished out part is this top edge up here. This is a sweeping curve outward, so I did it exactly wrong. This is still way thicker than it needs to be up here, and this is also thicker than it needs to be down here. So I'm going to switch to a 1/2" bowl gouge and try and nibble away these corners until I get more of a sweeping outward turn. This would work. I mean, it would look nice, but I really like this, and this is what I was trying to duplicate. And if I can't duplicate something, geez, how good am I? That's what I'm going to do. Nibble away here, nibble away here. I won't have to reduce the diameter of the piece, even if I come way up here, leave 1/8 of an inch. I still won't have to reduce the diameter, so that's good. But I am going to be reducing the inside volume that it could hold. 1/2" bowl gouge to do that with. Yeah, that's working. I'm still good down here, I'm still good up here, and I'm almost there. I'm going to try and shear scrape that a little bit, clean it up. Look, we got some figure in here too. I didn't expect that. Yeah, okay. Now I'll come up here and work on this corner. You look at my picture again. That might not be. I might need to come in here a little further, I think. Yep, this has to be bigger. Yeah, that looks better. I'm just going to clean up this edge a little bit. Well, it pretty much looks like the picture, so I guess it's time for sanding. I'm going to start the sanding at 120 grit on my 2-inch disc. I'm going to have the lathe spinning in reverse at 340 RPM. And I've got a couple of things to show you here. This over here is a little tricky. Got to be careful how you sand that. For most of this, I'm going to have my drill spinning in reverse. And the lathe will be in reverse as well. And I'll do all of this down here. When I do this up here, I'm going to have the lathe spinning, or the lathe still spinning in reverse, but my drill spinning forward, because I just want to use this part right here. I don't want to use the whole thing, because you can see what would happen. I'd end up flattening this and flattening that, and would end up with a bevel instead of a concave surface. And I don't want to ruin that. So I'm just going to be right here, like that. And I'm not going to be pressing hard, because if I press hard, I'll end up rounding this over. And if I come out here and press hard, I'll end up rounding that over. And I don't want to do either of those things. So I'm just going to be right here, just using the corner of this disc a little bit, not too hard. And I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get my mask on. Easy peasy. I'll bring you back here in a bit and we'll put, I don't know, some kind of finish on there. See you in a bit. Well, I think I've always finished oak with a gloss type finish. In the old days it would have been wipe on poly. Now it's shellac. But I'm going to use feed and wax on this. It's quick and easy to apply. It dries quickly. And it feels super smooth. Just like the sanding job I have on here feels. And because oak is an open grain wood, I want to be able to feel that grain through the finish, which you can do with shellac if you're careful. Don't overbuild it. But I just want to try this. I'm not going to put any in there yet. I'll put it on after I sign it. I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. I'm glad I was able to fix the design to match what I found. And I don't know who created that bowl that I showed you. Otherwise, I'd give them credit. It's just a photo that I found in Google Images. Okay, that's all you do. You just wipe it on. You don't need more than one coat. I've tried more than one coat. It doesn't seem to make any difference at all. So you just wipe it on, rub it in good, let it set up for 20 minutes, turn your lathe on at a high speed, buff it with a clean, dry cloth, and you're good to go. Easy peasy. I like easy peasy. So I'll bring you back, well, probably tomorrow. I'm having dinner here pretty quick. Tuesday, Papa Murphy's $10 Tuesday, right? Everybody remember $10 Tuesday? Now it's about $22 with tax and tip. $22 Tuesday. See you tomorrow. I'm looking at my picture again because I wanted to know what did this person do right here along this edge, and he went right in. Normally you want to follow the outside contour when you turn the inside contour, but he didn't do that. He just went straight into the bowl. So it's very thick out here, and actually I think that contributes to the nice appearance of this bowl. So I guess I'll do the same thing. What's the term? Imitation is the serious form of flattery. Is that what it is? Something like that. And I just really like the looks of this. I kind of wish mine was whatever that is, walnut or something. Although it looks like a glue up, doesn't it? But it looks nice anyway. I also might enlarge this right here. His looks quite a bit wider than mine. Of course, I don't know what size this bowl is. I'll work inside of that for a while. I might want to make this a larger indentation out here. I don't know. But I am going to do that same inside curve that he did because I just think it looks nice. I've turned the piece around and have the chuck jaws expanded into the recess. We're going to be turning at 800 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask and face shield on. What do you think? Should I make that wider? I guess I really won't know until I cut it all the way back here. And then it'll be too late. Boy, you can't cut this wood fast, I can tell you that. It's very hard, and pushing hard doesn't really help much. I guess I'll leave this at that size. Wish I knew what size that bowl was. Oh, we still got a ways to go. Got about 1 inch total right now. Yeah, maybe that, I guess that's okay. It's just that it's so thick right here. I don't know if this needs mentioning or if it's quite obvious. I'm not a teacher, but people tell me they appreciate me talking about what I'm doing when I'm turning. If you notice, when I come in here, I'm not just going in there with the point. I'm not going in unsupported. I've got the bevel rubbing against the bowl first, and then I'll bring it out like that so that it actually cuts. But first, I'm just rubbing that bevel. It's not doing any cutting. And that helps me find my spot. Does that make sense? Can you see that? You see that gap right at the point? See, I'm just rubbing the bevel back here. Actually, the heel, not even the bevel, because I don't want that toe, the point, to touch. So it's like this. It's away from there. And then once I get to where I can want to start again, then I'll bring it out like that and let it start cutting. That makes sense? Makes sense to me. Rubbing the bevel and then cut. You hear that? Just rubbing, and then cutting. Alright, we're about 1/2 inch in the bottom total. So we don't want to go much more. I don't like that I don't have a good curve here, so I'm going to come back up here a ways and try and round out that curve. I don't recommend that last cut I just made. I don't recommend that, especially if you're a newbie. If you'll notice, I'm like this, and then as I come over here, I'm like that. Get into more of a scraping attitude when I get there. I'm rolling it over. You don't want to come over here like that. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Roll it over as you get to this corner. If you come over here like that, you're going to put a big gouge in there, get a huge catch, it's not going to be pretty. You're going to be really mad at Phil for teaching you that. Did I take much off the bottom? I can't remember now. Nope. Well, I can't. Well, I got a pretty good curve in there, but I can't get it great, so I'm going to end up scraping this. Yeah, I'm going to have to scrape it. I think we're there. I think we are there. Yeah, 1/4 inch. We'll try this. Well, I'm going to put a fresh burr on here. I'll be right back. Well, I can't feel it, and I can't really see it when it's not spinning, but there's a line in there. Well, how can that be? Oh, maybe it's this little spot here. It looks like a dark line when it's spinning, but you can't feel anything. Yeah, it feels pretty good to me. Okay, we'll be done. Time for sanding. I'm starting the sanding at 120 grit, working up through 400. I'll bring you back here in just a bit because this is going to be pretty easy, and we will put some finish on the inside. See you in a bit. Well, I said this was white oak, but now I'm kind of having doubts. Well, gosh, yeah, oh boy, I don't know. Could be red oak. I don't think so. This looks like red oak, and this figured wood here just about spoils the piece. So almost, huh? What do you think? Kind of interrupts the rest of the grain and color. I had to sand this edge because it got really sharp. Okay, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. I'm going to let that set up for 20 minutes or so. Buff it up, sign it, set it upright, and see what it looks like, and that's when I'll bring you back. See you in a bit. I think this might be the first time I've ever copied anyone else's design, and I feel good about it. I thought I'd feel bad about it, but you know, design is not my thing, and I really like the looks of this when I saw that picture, and I think I duplicated it pretty dang well. The piece is pretty flawless. I don't see anything wrong with it. Doesn't even have a crack, no bug holes, no nothing. It's just nice, and it feels good. You know, it's pretty thick up here because of the way the interior is, but again, that's the way the guy did it, and I think that makes it look better. I'm not sure what you think, but you're going to tell me, I hope. Anyway, it's pretty thick up here. It gets thinner as it goes down, and then it's real thin on the bottom. It's probably 5/8 of an inch up here, and probably 3/8 of an inch or less here, and then 1/4 inch in the bottom. Does that figure in there bother you? It bothered me on the lathe, but now it doesn't bother me so much. And I still don't know what it is. I've worked with red oak by the ton. I mean, I worked a lot of it, and this just doesn't quite look like it to me. Well, it's red, and this isn't really quite red. But it's not whitish either, like white oak is. I don't know. I really like this little detail. I just think whoever did that did a nice job, and I feel like I did a nice job duplicating it. So let me know what you think. I don't have anyone to thank for this because it's mine. Feels weird. I don't have any before pictures of it. Whatever I showed you at the beginning, I guess it was already on the lathe. But I'll put it on the turntable and you can see it go round and under the bright lights, and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, thumbs up please. I'd sure appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very kindly. I truly appreciate that. I also appreciate that you took some of your time to spend with me today. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your comments. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.